let us discuss with the question on Green Revolution. Green Revolution made India self-sufficient in food grains, but criticized on ecological grounds. Do you agree with the given statement? Give valid reasons in support of your answer. Yes, Green Revolution, India increased agricultural production and productivity, leading to self-sufficiency of food grains through the use of HYV seeds. Chemical fertilizers, pesticides, etc. of fertilizers and pesticides led to soil degradation, contamination of food products and various water bodies, thus all the Green Revolution made India self-sufficient in production what was on the ecological ground.
Let us discuss with the next question, that is, considering agricultural subsidy as a vice, analyze three prominent negative implications stemming from agricultural subsidies associated with providing subsidies to the farmers. Now, the negative implication of providing subsidies to the farmers under the context of agricultural subsidy as a vice are as follows. First, huge burden on government finance. The agricultural subsidy imposes a substantial financial burden on government resources and public funds. Providing subsidies requires significant budget allocation, which may divert resources from other critical sectors such as health, education, and infrastructure. The allocation of large portion of the budget to subsidies can limit the government's ability to address other pressing needs. Next point is misappropriate benefits and inequities. The agricultural subsidies may not always reach their intended beneficiaries and can lead to misappropriation and unequal distribution of benefits. Subsidies may be misused or diverted by middlemen, powerful interest groups, or big farmers, leaving small and marginalized farmers with limited access to these benefits. These result in unequal distribution and increases income disparities. Next point, we can say that wasteful consumption and overproduction. Agricultural subsidies can lead to wasteful consumption and overproduction, straining resources and market imbalances. Subsidies that reduce the cost of inputs such as water, fertilizers, and energy can encourage their excessive use, leading to wastage and environmental degradation. Overproduction resulting from subsidies can cause market gluts and affect prices. So the next question we are going to discuss is that now that agriculture in India has witnessed a green revolution, do you think we should shift our focus from green revolution to industrial development? We should not think of shifting the focus from agriculture to industry. In fact, both the sectors are of distinct significance in the context of growth and development of the Indian economy. Unfortunately, after Green Revolution, the government in India became a little overconfident with regard to investment in agricultural sector. The focus was placed more on the industry rather than agriculture. Consequently, there are emerging uncertainties of agricultural production and there is no stability of income from farming. It is in the wake of such uncertainties that the growth rate of agricultural output has slumped to become notional or even negative. If there are examples of the farmers committing suicide, and if these numbers is rising from scores to the centuries, then the loss of focus on agriculture cannot be dismissed simply as a criticism. It is to be accepted as a matter of fact. The government needs to seriously address this issue. Such a situation may lead to re-emergence of food crisis in India. Indeed, it is already contributing to hyperinflation of food grain prices in the country. The next question which we are going to discuss is that modernization as a planning objective shows a dichotomy with employment generation. We have to justify the statement. Modernization as a planning objective is not expected to show a dichotomy with employment generation. In fact, both modernization and employment generation as goals of planning were taken as complementary, not contradictory to each other. The complementary between the two was expected to work as under. Modernization leads to increase in productivity. Increase in productivity leads to higher level of production activity and higher level of income in the economy, implying a rising demand for goods and services in the economy. Expansion of demands leads to expansion of opportunities of employment. However, of late, the nature of growth process has taken a dramatic turn. Technology has emerged as a principal driver of growth process, and the nature of technology is such that it is substituting labor rather than supplementing it. Consequently, jobless growth is an emerging challenge for the politicians and the planners. Thus, even when modernizations and employment generation were taken as complementary objectives under the 5 year plans, the dichotomy between the two has emerged as an undeniable reality. The next question which we are going to discuss is that imports restriction were imposed in India with a dual objective to save foreign exchange reserve and to be self-sufficient. Justify the given statement with valid arguments. Yes, the statement is very true. Import substitution is a strategy to save foreign exchange by encouraging domestic production of such goods which the economy has been importing from the rest of the world. Domestic industry is offered protection from the foreign competition through import restriction and import duties. Import substitution policy aims at replacing or substituting imports with a domestic production. For example, we take instead of importing vehicles made in a foreign country, industry would be encouraged to produce them in the country itself. This policy restricts imports and therefore protects the domestic firms from foreign competition.